The San Diego Chargers travel to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars on Sunday. San Diego is installed as a 9.5-point favorite on BETDAQ, 45.5 the total in this game. Now, I have heard some Jaguars support this week. A lot of people seem to think this is a good spot for a Jacksonville play. After all, last week the Jags showed a pulse for the first time all season. Now, they did lose by 16 points. And so when you're complimenting a team for losing by 16 points, that pretty much tells you all you need to know about that particular team. But the fact of the matter is, it was the first time the Jags have covered all season. It was undoubtedly their best performance of the year. And so I guess they have some momentum heading into this game, as much momentum as an 0-6 team who has lost all 6 of their games by double digits can have. Listen, the people who think the Jaguars are a good play here, and most of those people say, hey, San Diego, coming across the country on a short week, having played on Monday. They're playing at the 1 o'clock hour, which is going to feel like 10 a.m. to them. The Jags offense has been much better since Justin Blackmon returned from his suspension. I understand those arguments. I've heard them all. What I say to those people is, have you seen Jacksonville play? Because the fact of the matter is, most of those people who subscribe to that line of thinking and are thinking about a Jaguars bet this week, they haven't seen the Jags play. And if they answer honestly, they will tell you that once you see Jacksonville in action, it really is an aha moment. You understand what people have been talking about. You understand what historically bad truly looks like. There's no question the Jags are the worst team the NFL has seen since the 2008 Detroit Lions, who finished the year as the NFL's only winless team. The Jags dead last in the NFL in points per game, averaging just over 11 points per game. Next to last in points allowed, allowing 33 points per game. So let me repeat that. This is a team that scores 11 points per game, allows 33 points per game, last in the NFL in total yards per game, last in the NFL in rushing defense. It goes on and on. As we mentioned, they've lost all 6 of their games by double-digit margins, 1-5 against the spread. Their only cover came last week in a 16-point loss. They were an NFL record 28-point underdog when that line opened. The line did move to 26 by kickoff, but listen, there's a whole bunch of different ways we could talk about how bad the Jacksonville Jaguars are. All you need to know is you do not want to be betting on this team this Sunday or any other Sunday. Take my advice. If you don't think it's a good idea to bet against the Jags, as I didn't last week, I did not feel comfortable laying such a big number, then just stay away from the game. There's no sense in trusting the worst team in the history of the league, or one of the worst teams in the history of the league, and that's backed up by just about any stat you want to throw out there. There's no sense in trusting one of the worst teams in the history of the league with your money. There are better options out there on Sunday, folks. Just trust me on that. Listen, the Chargers, 6th in the NFL in total offense, 5th in pass yards per game. They're averaging nearly 300 passing yards per game. They're going to be too much for Jacksonville in this game. I expect San Diego to have a double-digit lead by halftime. They're going to coast to an easy victory. I do believe San Diego is a good bet this week as 9.5-point favorites in Jacksonville.